I got a new turtle. His name's Tango. He's an alligator snapping turtle. And today I'm gonna put a few minnows in here and I'm gonna put it on YouTube so y'all can see him eat. I bought this guy at school for like $10 from some kid. I was like, he wasn't taking care of it, so I was like, I'll give you $10 for it. And he gave it to me. I brought it home, set the tank up. Got him 2 rocks to sit on whenever he wants the sun. That right there was his little bed. He just lays there at night or something whenever it gets dark. This is his little baby Tango. He's a little hatchling alligator snapper. He's pretty bad. He's pretty cool too. And then today, I'm going to show you what I've been using to fish with. I've been having some good luck, but I just haven't posted videos. What I'm going to use today is swim jig. I need to put a white one on. It's shad season. All the shad are out busting. So this would be something good to use. As you can see, there's some fish tank stuff. I'm going to put a bass and a brim in a bigger tank soon. But swim baits are good to use right now. Or not swim bait, swim jigs. But I'm going to be using a white one. I'm going to see today. Then I'm going to be throwing a little bit of some white lipless crankbaits. I've been having lots of luck off of those. There's this place called Renaissance that we fish at. I usually catch about 5 every time there. Caught a big one back there too off of a yellow yellow rattle trap. And I'm using it on my Quantum Hellcat. Yeah, it's pretty. That's how you get them. It's a way to cover a lot of water a lot faster and quicker. And then I'm gonna be using some square bill crankbaits. This is a Gary Yakamoto. It's one of the orange flash ones. I'll be using it on a Evercast, the navy one, with a custom camo swampland square bill rod. And then I'll be throwing speed crawls. I'll be throwing that on my Booyah 3000. You can get this from Walmart for like $30, and it comes with some bait too. It's pretty good. But I haven't been getting much luck off of a speed crawl. I've been using this a little bit too. I've only caught one though, off of a regular old crankbait, shad color. And this is on a Mitchell. I think it's like a Advocate RTT or something. It's 8-ball bearing. And then this is on a Shakespeare excursion rod, 7 foot, medium heavy. And then for catching brim and the smaller bass, I'm using my light setup, and this has got a little tube on it. You know, probably hard to see, but a little brown tube, and I'll show you what that looks like on my bait. Here's some stuff soaking for the bass tank. Cool submarine. I'll be using this too. Oh yeah, works great. I'll do it on a sunny, cold day though. Makes it like an injured shad just popping around. I've been using this lately too. I never really caught one off of this, but I'm trying my hardest. Covers a lot of water. There's the crawls that I'm using. Rage Tail. These are coffee scented Bama crawl. And then here's all the tubes I use. So for brim and bass, right now I'm using the brown one. It's brown with like a kind of a glittery in it. I'm using it in darker water. That way the bass aren't really spooked by it. They think it's like a little darter minnow or something. This one works, and so does the dark green and white one. Works pretty dang good too. But these are for like brim, crappie, and smaller bass. I mean, bigger bass will bite them, but the chances are, every time I'm fishing a tube, like a little tube, I'm using like 4-pound line. And sometimes they'll break off, sometimes I'll get lucky. And my drag's set up just right for a bass for some reason. And then the stuff that I use in the summer for them, I'll use these blue blue tubes, or well, you can throw a white one right now too, imitate like a little baby shad. Just pop it around on the bottom. And these silver ones work, and so does the brown and chartreuse. It's like a motor oil kind of brown. Those are pretty dang good. And the way you use them is just reel in slowly while shaking the tip of the rod, and it draws a lot of attention to it. And if it's one of the ones with the glittery in, like a glittery finish, it'll attract more attention. So those little white glitter spots inside the bait will shine in the sun, catches a bluegill's eye or a bass. And when you're fishing for bluegill, chances are if you can't see your bait underwater, they're not going to, because they have poor vision. Let's see. There's a certain soft bait I'm using too in here. Using flukes. They're working pretty good right now. Just attach it weightless with a Texas rig, pop it every like 10 seconds. Looks like a shad dying in the water on his last limb, you know. Easy bait for a bass. There's only 2 things I'm using, or 2 or 3 out of here that I'm using. This is like a medium-sized spinnerbait. I use that on the Advocate. I haven't really wanted to throw that lately. This is also a really good spinnerbait too. It's a medium size. Kind of imitates like a shad coloration, you know. But it's real flimsy. I'm scared it's gonna just like break whenever I'm using it. It's real old. I might throw that one. You know, maybe. I got lots of them. I got a white and blue one. Oh. This also works really good for brim right now. And some small bass. I've been using it a lot lately. But, I mean, I've just been hammering them. I've been swimming it by, like, some vegetation and tree stumps, and it's been working greatly. I recommend getting, like, a miniature lipless crankbait. And a box of trailers and stuff like that. So, for my orange spinnerbaits, I'll be throwing on one of those as a trailer. It's a smaller one. And then, for the big white ones, I'll throw on this, but I'll cut the head off about right there. It makes it a little shorter and a little easier. And then if you got some other red colored bait, if you put it on the tail, it makes the tail look like it's bleeding. Underwater, that's pretty attractive for a fish. And got some other brim baits in here, some pink swirly tails. And then I've got these. I use the yellow trailers on a smaller, a white spinnerbait or some sort, you know. It works pretty good. Or I got like these little soft plastics swim baits, you know. Stick that on there. And then in my soft bait box, let's see what I'll be using out of here this year, or right now. I've been throwing speed crawls a lot lately. I'll be putting these on swim jigs. These are like a longer crawfish. Some reflective tentacles, or not tentacles, some reflective claws. I use the blue ones at night. They usually work. And I've got the dark green ones that I'll be using. I'll probably stick those on the back of a jig or something. And then my heart rate. There's not a bunch of this stuff I'm going to be using, but I will be using some of it. I'll be using this big bad boy when I'm fishing in some really deep water. I won this on eBay for like 99 cents in an auction. I'll be using that. I will, however, be using this sometime. It's real loud. It's a little bit bigger too. It's one of the bigger liplesses. This is a regular size lipless. It's about half the size. I'll be using some top water frogs with like a light colored belly in the mornings. Try to get them that top water bite. And I'll be using a swing arm jig. It's like a regular old swim jig, got trailing up, but it's got some spinners right there. Kind of attracts to the light. If any light's getting to the bottom, gives it more attraction to the fish. Yeah, it's pretty much all for right now. I will upload a feeding video soon of the turtle. Right now I'm going to raise him off of minnows, and then I'll try to get him to pellets. He's just a hatchling right now, so he's not gonna know the difference once he's older, if he's been raised on it. Yeah, and that's going in my bass tank. The bass tank's gonna be about a 55 gallon, and I'm only gonna put one bass and either a brim or a crappie in there. But yeah, here's one last look at Tango wherever he's at. There he is, sitting over there in the corner. He's kind of skittish too. But yeah, if you get a turtle like this, you don't really want the water to be too tall. You want it where he could stand and at least stick his head up, because if not, he'll probably drown. They're not the best swimmers when they're babies or adults. But you see how it's like perfect, where he can stand up and be able to put his head up. They got super long necks, and you gotta have a filter unless you want to change the water weekly, and a spot where they can sun at. That's why I got my window open right here, letting some sun through. You know, and then in about maybe a couple hours, I'll go get some guppies or some sort and throw in here for them to eat, and I'll record it. Yeah, this is what I'm throwing all year, or not all year, but while the water's a little bit colder. That's it. Goodbye.